to it as well. Now, there are several states who are up in arms, particularly over how funding for the scheme changes things. Let's break down first for you all the political action that played out today.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, एक योजना का नाम था जवाहर रोजगार योजना।
Parliament witnessed high-voltage drama on Tuesday as the Narendra Modi government introduced the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin, or VBG bill. The proposed legislation will replace the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. With the new bill, the centre is pushing a major reset of rural employment.
इसके पहले कई रोजगार की योजना आई।
While MNREGA guaranteed 100 days of work, the VBG bill ups it to 125 days. MNREGA was fully funded by the centre, whereas VBG makes the state provide 40% of the funding. The opposition accused the BJP of dismantling a flagship welfare scheme linked to Mahatma Gandhi. The Congress called it an attempt to centralize control and dilute workers' rights.
महात्मा गांधी जी मेरे परिवार के नहीं थे, लेकिन मेरे परिवार जैसे ही हैं और इस पूरे देश की यही भावना है सर। गहन जांच पड़ताल और व्यापक चर्चा के लिए इसे कम से कम स्थायी समिति के पास भेजा जाना चाहिए और कोई विधायक किसी की निजी महत्वाकांक्षा, सनक और पूर्वाग्रहों के आधार पर न तो पेश होना चाहिए और न ही पास होना चाहिए।
The government hit back. Rural Development Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan argued the bill is for public welfare, insisting Gandhi lives in our hearts and that VBG reflects Ram Rajya.
बापू हमारे दिलों में बसते हैं, उनका हम पूरा सम्मान करते हैं और बापू ही कहते थे राम राज, राम हमारे रोम रोम में रमे हैं, राम हमारी हर सांस में बसे हैं, बिना राम के ये देश नहीं जाना जाता। पता नहीं क्यों राम जी नाम आ गया तो ये भड़क गए।
Protests spilled outside the house as well. Opposition leaders accuse the centre of being anti-Gandhi and politicizing Lord Ram.
ये नाम बदलने की राजनीति बहुत दिन चलने वाली नहीं है। ये ग्राफ इनका नीचे जा रहा है और मैंने पहले भी कहा, फिर कहता हूँ, जिस समय ये कमजोर हो जाते हैं उस समय रिलीजियस और कम्युनल ज्यादा हो जाते हैं।
Some MPs staged a dramatic rooftop protest at the old parliament. Meanwhile, NDA ally TDP flagged concerns, warning of added financial burden on states.
It's a welcome move that whatever amendments that you're bringing in with respect to the betterment of NREGA. At the same time, this is what Andhra Pradesh is facing from 2014 itself, and you have been helping us. And last 1.5 years, people of Andhra have seen how much union government has helped, and we expect and we request that help to continue even with respect to the NREGA going forward.
Despite the storm, government sources say the centre is determined to pass the VBG bill in this session, clearing way for approval in the upcoming budget session, and remains firm that the name won't be changed. With Maushmi Singh and Aishwarya Paliwal in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let me bring in Piyush Mishra joining us live from Delhi. We have Apurva Jayachandran joining us live from Vijayawada to tell us what the TDP really has to say on this. Piyush, to you first, on how the government really is firefighting the criticism that's coming their way. This isn't just limited to, a political fight. The reality is that there are some allies also who are voicing concerns.
Well, there's no doubt, Akshita, that allies are voicing concern, and TDP has made it very clear that, yes, they are very much in the mood of welcoming the amendments with which the government is coming up with the new bill. But at the same time, they have the concern about the loss which the states are going to bear. Why? Because this time the ratio has been increased from 90-10 to 60-40, which means that the central government is going to pay 60%, and then state government will have to be around 40%. The apprehension of TDP is that there are various states, including their state, where it will not be easy to bear such a huge amount, and that's why they have raised they have expressed their concerns. On the other side, sources in the government, Akshata, have told us that it will not be an issue for the government, and they are very much determined to get it past this bill itself.
No, but
so that
the optics aren't great. And I'll bring in Apurva Jayachandran on that. Apurva, the TDP has so far made it clear that, they're not for the bill. They have concerns that they want addressed. Has that issue been sorted out?
Well, Akshita, in fact, if you've seen even, when there was the amendments to the Waqf bill or several other important, decisions that needed to be approved, there was a consensus that was taken in across the NDA parties and the alliances that the BJP has had with other regional parties as well. Much like that, this is also yet another, amendment that the TDP is, willing to explore further as well. Even for the Waqf bill, if we see, there was a lot of discussions in which the TDP had actively participated. The party has already, looked into the amendment, and what we are getting to hear from sources is that they will take only an informed decision after they've been, able to get a roundabout assessment of what this amendment is and what it is going to bring for the states individually as well. So there is a lot of discussions that is currently underway, and it is clear that the TDP will have a final say only
Continues
after
to have those concerns, those issues. Thanks, Piyush. Thanks, Apurva, for those details. But let's talk about really the scheme and the change that's been brought in. I'd like to bring in on this broadcast Mr. S.C. Garg, author and former Finance and Economic Affairs Secretary. We also have Group Editor of Business Today, Siddharth Zarabi, with us on this broadcast. And before, this takes a political turn, Mr. Garg, I'd like to first begin with your opening remarks of what we're seeing right now. Did you think, first of all, there was a need for this kind of an overhaul?
See, the bill which has been brought out does not really provide a great justification for it. It essentially dilutes the guarantee. It makes the financial burden of the government of India smaller, and it allows the central government to make lots of obligatory authorities over the state government. It does not really add anything to make the life of the workers or who seek the employment better. So I don't think this is a great bill, or there is a great need for it.
Siddharth, what do you think? Mr. Garg is saying very clearly that there's maybe no need for this kind of a change. What do you think?
Well, I would honestly say that a scheme that is now been in place for 2 decades. Remember, this came into effect in 2005. The then UPA government took a earlier sort of concept and kind of made it a rights-based scheme. 20 years is good enough time to revisit any proposal and make it more relevant in line with current needs. I think the biggest way to clearly understand this bill is that it's a shift from rights-based to a budget as well as need-based kind of approach. Of course, it adds some amount of obligation on states. Yeah. But remember, from 100% being paid by the center when it comes to unskilled, it is now a graded responsibility. Do states also have a role in this space? Absolutely. But a lot of the fine print seems to suggest that this scheme will make it more targeted. It will ensure that there are lesser leakages. There will be use of modern technology and the ability to ensure through the schemes that work that is needed to be done on the ground gets done. Just one quick example, Akshita. We know that in the farm sector, a lot of farmers complain about the availability of farm hands during critical seasons. What this does is that it provides that flexibility, although it could also be argued that by taking the work days from 100 to 125 or 25% increase, there will be a smaller window. So there is need for a debate, but I am on the side of saying that this is a much needed overhaul.
Okay, so interesting. You've got both views essentially between Mr. Garg and Siddharth. But Mr. Garg, Siddharth has a point when he says, why not? you're seeing a scheme here that hasn't undergone any major revamp. Maybe it was time that you plug in all of those leaky points.
See, it's always good to review and to plug the leaking points if there are, but that's not what this bill does. The essential architecture of the developmental scheme in this country have been two. One is the centrally sponsored schemes, and the other one is the guaranteed kind of facilities and the schemes which have been run. MGNREGA was a guaranteed kind of scheme where, irrespective of whatever is the demand, that was to be satisfied. Now it converts that into a centrally sponsored schemes without with still retaining only in the normative sense the guarantee. So guarantee is only formally left out in the bill. There is no real guarantee. And second thing, the guarantee which was earlier given by the central government was based on the central government funding the entire expenditure of it, except the unemployment allowance, which was to be paid by the state, which continues to be paid by the state even now. So when you dilute your guarantee and you don't even fund that, then you are no longer using that guaranteed framework. Nor for the centrally sponsored schemes, you don't require an act. There are hundreds of centrally sponsored schemes. You take them up and implement as a centrally sponsored schemes with your conditions and all. But when you bring a law guaranteeing something, that guarantee has to be satisfied. That is what it takes away. So I don't think this mix-up which is being done by this bill, by saying to offer a guarantee, but actually not offering guarantee, is a brilliant idea.
I want to talk about the state's concern, and I'll bring in also Dr. Syed Hafiz, spokesperson of the DMK, Radhika Khera, national spokesperson of the BJP on this broadcast. Mr. Garg, I know you're short of time, so if you can be with us on this debate and this panel, we'd appreciate it. But of course, if you have to go, we are thankful that you took the time out to join us. I'll begin with the DMK on this. Dr. Hafiz, what really is the DMK's contention right now against this particular scheme, against the rejig of the Mahatma Gandhi MGNREGA?
Just taking the name of Mahatma Gandhi is a total different problem. But we coming to the problem financially, what I could say is that, see, the state government are already deprived of funds because you have increased the funds into the non-divisible pool in the form of cess. Even in the divisible pool, there are allegations, there are even enough data that suggests that the union government is not being fair when it comes to devolution of power. At this point, when the Finance Commission gave contribution towards the state to the divisible pool, from the divisible pool. This is the problem. Now, on one hand, you come and complain that the state governments are getting more debt, though it is within the GDP to debt ratio. This is the allegation that these people put on the government of Tamil Nadu. Now I'll tell you, what you do, there is already a farm insurance scheme in the name of the Prime Minister. You bought this as 50-50. Then you made it into 75% contribution from the state and 25% from the union government. So there you are burdening us more and more. This Mahatma Gandhi 100-day scheme has, in last 20 years, it contributed to removing poverty out of state and decreasing poverty across the country. Now, this is a successful formula. Why do you have to come up with a new thing to disturb this and make it more hard for the state? This is a simple, on one hand, you cut down on the divisible pool and then you burden the states. This is going to be very difficult for the state government to function.
Siddharth, what do you think of this contention that, states now will have to pay the price, about the change in the ratio of payment?
Not at all. Let me just refer to 3 quick lines. Proposed cost sharing under Jairamji bill is 90-10 center to state for northeastern states, Himalayan states and UTs with legislature. 60-40 for all other states and union territories with the legislature, 100% central funding for UTs without legislature. So there is an amount of direct wage liability that is shifted to the states. But you have to read it with other areas, without taking too much time and, getting detailed. What will the work that will be done? See, if the state is giving money, for a moment accept that and then ask what is going to come out of it. What will come out of it is water-related projects, core rural infrastructure, livelihood-related infrastructure, and extreme weather mitigation work. So, when you read it clause by clause, you realize that yes, some amount of liability is coming on to states, but it is becoming a supply-side driven scheme which will intervene as and when required. Why have a problem with that?
No.
Okay,
There is a problem.
quickly, Dr. Hafiz, then let me bring in Radhika Khera, please.
It was previously a demand driven. Now there is a clause, there is going to be a fixed funds for the state. Even if the demand is more, there is not going to be a more allocation like it was done previously. That is a problem. Now the parameter that has been taken is a MDPI.
100 days guarantee, 100 days guarantee was not being met in even previously, sir. The data shows that 100 days guarantee was not being met previously. In fact, what the states and center should be talking about is how can we ensure that 125 days are fully consumed?
Okay.
Yeah, so if I'm here to listen to the sermon, I'll sit and listen. But if you
go ahead, Dr. Hafiz, quickly, go ahead. That was just a counter to what you said.
Yeah. About a very critical point. Sir said there is going to be a supply side. No, it was a demand-driven scheme which has now become a fixed scheme. Even if there is going to be demand, there is not going to be increase in allocation of funds. And states which are developed, where the MDPA is low in Tamil Nadu, which is less than 3%, there is going to be lesser amount that is allotted to Tamil Nadu. This is where Tamil Nadu is going to get affected.
You know, we will talk about Tamil Nadu in specific, but let me bring in Radhika Khera also, who's been waiting rather patiently. Radhika Khera, you've been hearing what's been playing out in the DMK's allegation. The reality is that this isn't just the DMK. There are many states who are also voicing a similar concern, including your own ally, the TDP.
Jai Shri Ram, and I request you to give me 2 minutes to explain the entire thing. The entire controversy is not about MGNREGA, it's not about jobs, it's not about G Ramji, it's not about workers, it's not about rural distress. It is about the Congress party losing control over political branding of welfare schemes. For decades, the Congress has treated public money as a private advertising budget for the Nehru-Gandhi family. They renamed schemes after their family without improving outcomes. I repeat, without improving outcomes. Now today, the same party is pretending that renaming is some kind of sacrilege. Let me remind everyone of facts here. First of all, MGNREGA was never Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It was first started as National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Fine, they renamed it. But what they did after renaming it was not giving honor to Mahatma Gandhi. It was insulting Mahatma Gandhi because they did not reform the scheme. They did not ensure that the scheme reached every person and every person got benefit of it. This is the hypocrisy that has been exposed today. Let's talk about substance, because this government only talks about governance. Since 2006, 11.74 lakh crore has been spent on this scheme. Now, out of which 8 lakh 53 crores, that's nearly 75% of the entire budget since 2006, has been spent under Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's government alone. So please spare us the lectures on commitment to the poor. Now, what is changing is not the guarantee. What is changing is the quality, transparency, and relevance of employment. Under the new Viksit Bharat G Ramji framework, guaranteed work days have been increased to 125. Payments are weekly or time-bound, not endlessly delayed like they were under the Congress. GPS, real-time data, mobile monitoring, and AI-based fraud detections are being introduced. Focus is shifting to water security, rural infrastructure, livelihoods, and climate resilience. This is not dilution. This is modernization. Rural India in 2025 is not rural India of 2005, where now rural poverty has dropped from 25.7% to under 5%. Connectivity is improving, livelihoods are diversified, and open-ended, poorly monitored daily wage model no longer fits today's economy.
No, so
we have to take Bharat aage.
Okay,
and coming to your question about the allies opposing this reform, let me make this very clear. I have even read the report that India Today has published. What some of our allies are discussing is funding mechanics. They are not opposing the reform. Nobody is raising questions on the name, which is normal federal governance. It is not resistance. The outrage is only existing in the India Alliance ecosystem because for them, names matter more than outcomes.
No, but I'm focusing on the funding. I'm not talking about the name. Yeah. Forget the name controversy. You know, so let's talk about the merit of what's in that particular bill. Let's talk about the merits of that, and on that particular issue of states having concerns. What about that,
Radhika? They are raising their concerns, which will be addressed by the government. That this is, like I said, it is federal governance. This is not resistance. When this bill has come across, since we are actually a democratic alliance, that is why we are called a National Democratic Alliance. The name says it all. We are not an Indi Thak Bandhan where nobody goes, one party says something and the other party says something. If a particular alliance has raised a concern, that will be discussed and sorted out. Nobody is rejecting it. Nobody is going against it. It is normal federal governance.
No,
That's
Siddharth,
how funding mechanics are discussed.
Siddharth, explain to us the difference of what the current scheme says versus the revamped scheme. Like I said, there are many state governments right now that are having concerns. How do you think they should be addressed? Or do you think that there's absolutely no cause for concern here?
FY24 data, I will take only that year's data to answer the question that have funds not been provided, whether center or states, leave that aside. It is after all taxpayers. In FY24, the budget estimate, which is the initial promise, was 60,000 crore. In the final actual spending, it went closer to 90,000 crore. What does that mean? That 50% more funds than what had been promised in the budget announcement ended up being spent 12 months later in the financial year. If you look at other data pre and post, and we should not use the COVID year data because that is an aberration. Let's normalize from FY23-24 onwards. I do not know of a proven instance where work was denied because of lack of funding. Payments have been delayed because earlier, remember, payments were fortnightly. Now you are mandated to pay weekly. Now who can argue against a rural worker getting money in hand every week rather than having to wait and get it after 2 weeks? The devil lies in the argument that should some burden shift to states. I am on the side of saying that the state should also be contributing, whether it will be 50,
No,
50,
but
60.
can some states afford it, Siddharth? Can some states afford it?
Of course.
You know, you'll hear constantly, you'll hear the likes of the opposition states saying already we are having this GST showdown.
Akshita, Tamil Nadu is a pride of India in terms of its industrial base. It is one of the largest manufacturing states in this country. At Business Today, we do various data crunching. Tamil Nadu aces so many of those metrics. Why would Tamil Nadu have a problem?
Dr. Hafiz, do you want to respond to that? Why does Tamil Nadu have a problem? I don't think you have a problem with finances.
Tamil Nadu certainly has a problem because the gentleman should also question why the cess has been introduced. Why is the amount of funds of the union budget, the tax receipt, the cess has improved. They have increased the cess and they have stopped devoluting, sir. This is our due right of the state. You have to have a fixed devolution formula and you have to give it. Just to cheat the people of the state of Tamil Nadu, there is more cess that has been taken. And from the cess, you don't give us, but you give to the cess that suits your political agenda where you think you can win. That is the problem we have been taking.
So are you suggesting, Dr. Hafiz, come on, this is about the running of a state. Are we really suggesting that, there's loot happening?
What else can we say? What else can we say when you say
it's
you
for the benefit of the people?
It is benefit of the people. That benefit should also be given to the people of Tamil Nadu who are more industrialized, paying more taxes to the country. On the other hand, you say no, because you are paying
that is
more
a
taxes,
subject for the Finance Commission. It is not a subject for the rural employment program.
1 minute. Exactly what we are saying, sir. India Today has also made a story on how the Finance Commission was tried to be influenced by the Finance Minister in the past. So all this is happening.
I don't think you should be making those conclusions about a story. That report has been submitted. And we don't know what is inside that report. So honestly, I don't think you should keep repeating that claim.
I am telling a story which the man who was in the center of affairs have made it public. So that is what I am quoting. It might be right.
Tamil Nadu is India's largest manufacturing-based state economy. It is the pride of India when it comes to exports, manufacturing, services sector. I don't think Tamil Nadu has a problem with 10% or 40%.
I think the question Siddharth is constantly asking Dr. Hafiz is, does this really dent Tamil Nadu's economy? Dr. Hafiz, you're saying the people of Tamil Nadu. Dr. Hafiz, just listen to me for a moment, please. Does this really dent Tamil Nadu's economy when you see this kind of change in ratio? Because as Siddharth pointed out, this is a thriving state, one of the best in the country. And the people of Tamil Nadu, that's of course another matter. This is the government. Let's face it, the DMK, the government that's got an issue right now with that particular scheme that we're talking about, with the proposal.
It's not only the DMK, or I think probably almost all parties in Tamil Nadu will be standing united when there is going to be a dent to the funding of the states. That we can see in the BJP's own ally, where TDP is creating an issue on this. So this is a problem irrespective of you have grown or not grown. Now you say India has also grown, India is also growing, we are the third largest economy. Why should the union government put the burden on the state? Let it take it on itself. You're also a developed state, sir. You claim every now and then we are the third largest economy.
I mean, who is it benefiting? Who is it benefiting? Who is it benefiting? Radhika Khera, yeah.
You know, from what I could hear from the DMK spokesperson and what the DMK is opposing, I could only hear parts of what he was saying because of bad audio. What I don't understand is, why is DMK creating hue and cry? Tamil Nadu is not a poor state. It is just a poorly prioritized state. There is no money problem. There is just governance problem in Tamil Nadu, which they should sort it out. Tamil Nadu is one of India's most economically capable states. It has a large industrial base, strong manufacturing, ports, exports, and diversified economy. So the issue is not capacity to pay. The issue is priorities and fiscal discipline.
No, so Radhika Khera, the question that the DMK is constantly raising is, why is the centre changing it? Why is the central government not?
Why does the state not cut down on the expanded high-cost freebie schemes without long-term funding clarity? The revenue stress has increased because of expenditure growth that has outpaced the reforms. DMK has continuously chosen political populism over administrative efficiency, which is why they have a problem. At the same time, they're also resisting transparency audits and compliance, which is very important in the centrally funded scheme. So when they say, where will we give the money from? The answer is, you have the money. You just don't want accountability attached to it. You don't want to do anything for the people. You just want, when the elections are there, this we should give for free, that we should give for free, which is why the way the Congress government behave. Why is no other state talking about this? I did not speak over you. You can easily afford this when the state and center. You can easily afford this. But the problem is that this will be verified, transparent deployment program. It is not about affordability. This is about losing control over the systems, and they will be exposed that they were not actually here to improve poverty. They are not actually here for the people.
Okay,
that is the actual problem.
Okay, Dr. Hafiz, your response before I wrap this up, please.
I think Radhika is contradicting herself and her union government. The data which are coming, that they say that we have done the best in eliminating poverty. On the other hand, she says that we continue to keep them in the grab of poverty. This is totally contradicting your own union government, which says that we have done well. And thank you for appreciating Tamil Nadu. It is so much a developed state.
Everyone is, Dr. Hafiz. The takeaway from this is everyone's talking about how well Tamil Nadu is doing.
Yeah. Then I think the union ministers, when they come next time, do not say that Tamil Nadu is a poor state because of the Dravidian government. Thanks to the Dravidian government.
But Tamil Nadu has always done well. It is not thanks to the DMK. The previous governments have also.
No, I don't want to get into why Tamil Nadu is doing. It's doing well.
Now not able to handle this payment because
I don't want to get into why. Dr. Hafiz, quickly. Yeah.
Never the BJP government. Thanks to the people of Tamil Nadu that they did not select BJP and kept Tamil Nadu a developed state. So thanks for your acknowledgement over that. The problem is,
Akshita, just one question.
The fund deficit is a reality.
Yeah.
The fund deficit is a reality in all the states, irrespective of the states which are ruled by BJP or not.
Okay.
Coming to the populism and election thing, I think you should lecture the NDA, which promised 10,000 before the elections to the voters in Bihar. 75 lakhs is a huge amount. So all this is there.
Okay,
with the
just
BJP
quickly
too.
before I wrap this up, Siddharth has a question for you. Siddharth.
No, just one line and a question for everyone. Akshita, should Tamil Nadu or Gujarat pay lesser than a Manipur or a Ladakh? Are we going to sit and debate that the people of Ladakh or in our northeastern states or the lesser well-to-do economies in the east of India or in central India, should they be asked to be at the same rung in terms of contribution as Tamil Nadu or Gujarat or some of our industrially advanced states? I don't think that is even an argument that we should be having on national television, honestly, Akshita.
Dr. Hafiz, your response to that. Do you really think Tamil Nadu, let's take an example, Tamil Nadu, Manipur, are they on the same pedestal, same level.
No. That is not the argument. We are not so insensible to have such an argument. But we can certainly argue there should be some rationale in the way the union government in country, where as a prime minister who said it is under his government the country has developed, he is shifting the burden from the union government to the state government is something irresponsible. It's just a propaganda. It shows that the entire development image is nothing but a propaganda. But in reality, the union government has a lot of debt, and to escape that, it is pushing the burden on the state government, which has to be resisted by any state government of the day.
You will see that it's center and states for a reason, that you work together even on these schemes. But we'll leave it at that. I've run out of time. Thank you very much, Siddharth Zarabi, Radhika Khera, as well as Dr. Hafiz for joining us for that very, very interesting discussion. Questions being asked right now about the revamped scheme of the Mahatma Gandhi MGNREGA scheme being revamped, where there's a big question about how funding has changed and whether that will lead to issues for the BJP. There are some within the NDA who are also speaking out. Thank you all very much for joining me. Let's cut across to breaking news coming in. Karnataka Chief Minister Nataka continues. Remember that the assembly session is underway in Karnataka's Belagavi, where the BJP again questioned Siddaramaiah, asking who is the Chief Minister? Are you going to continue as the Chief Minister? Siddaramaiah has reiterated on the floor of the House, saying, I am Chief Minister. Now here's the catch. Siddaramaiah says, I am Chief Minister till the High Command wishes. The BJP has latched on to that, mocking Siddaramaiah, saying earlier you used to say, I will be the Chief Minister, I'll finish my full term. What's changed? Listen into that sequence.
ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ
ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ? ನಾನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮುಂದಿನ 5 ವರ್ಷ.
ಈಗಲೂ ನಾನೇ
ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ? ಆಯ್ತು, ಮುಂದೇನು? ಜನವರಿ ನಂತರ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ? ಜನವರಿ ನಂತರ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ?
ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ.
ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್
ನಿಮ್ಗೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಈಗ?
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಪಕ್ಷದ ನಾಯಕರ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ
of ruckus there that played out in the assembly, but Siddaramaiah maintaining that he is the Chief Minister, will be the Chief Minister, but doesn't commit for how long. Sagai Raj is joining us live from Belagavi with more details on this. Sagai, quite a heated discussion in the assembly. If previously you had Siddaramaiah saying, I will complete my term, this time he seems to be holding off from saying that.
Absolutely. Let me give the background of this particular clash between the BJP and Congress inside the assembly. The MLA, Kunigal MLA Ranganath, who is also brother-in-law of DK Shivakumar, who is of a brother camp of DK Shivakumar. So he raises the question of funds which is not been released, especially from the cooperative society. Remember, cooperative society earlier was headed by Siddaramaiah's close aide K.N. Rajana, saying that there is no funds being released for his constituency, for the farmers and from the cooperative society. So he raises the question. When Ranganath raises the question, the BJP tried to cash in the situation where they say that your own MLA from your party raising the questions on the funds. So how long you will be the Chief Minister? So they had questioned him, saying that your own MLA is raising the question, they are not getting the funds. This clearly shows that all is not well between your own government and between your own leaders. That's when Siddaramaiah stands and says that our party will remain for 5 years. When they question him, will you be the Chief Minister for 5 years? He says that our party will be for 5 years. If High Command allows me, I'll complete 5 years. That's when the argument soars up between both of them. And CM says that I'll be Chief Minister now, even tomorrow or even in the future. So it all depends upon the High Command. So there is a clause saying that if the High Command says that he will continue the Chief Minister, where the opposition is trying to catch in the situation, saying that no development is happening. It is only the infighting which is leading in the state of Karnataka, and people have to ultimately suffer because of this power tussle in the state.
It's like we've always said, there's no smoke without fire. Evidence right there for you. Thanks very much, Sagai, for joining us with those details. I'm slipping into a short break here on Super 6. Coming up on the other side, we'll get you details of how the Luthra brothers, the owners of the Goa nightclub that went up in flames just 10 days ago, have been brought back to India. An unprecedented crackdown has ensured this moment.